Hi there, I'm Christopher Dunnigan. This is HandmadeInVermont.com, and today we're talking about the Hubbardton Forge Brindille Mini Pendant. This is going to be the 186670. Lots of details to cover. Let's jump in. So, bottom of the fixture measurement, which is going to be the bottom of the glass, to the top of the decoration, and those are all the little brindly sticks before we get to this, which is the adjustable rods actually. 21.1 inches high, 3.5 inches in diameter, and that's going to be close to this guy here. It's actually, I take it back, this is 3 inches in diameter. The ½ inch is really going to be just some of the sticks coming out on each side. So if you guys are familiar with Hubbardton Forge, they have a patent on the whole telescoping rod idea, and I want to show you more information about that before I jump into this. And how we're going to do that is we're going to look at the install sheets. So if you're on the page for this on our website, HandmadeInVermont.com, look over on the right hand side of the screen, midway down, you're going to see a link. It's going to say click here for installations, instructions, PDF. So open that up for me. You're going to see some great information there. You are going to see a full parts list. You're going to see how this goes together. And so this is a clutch. That's the part here. And I'm going to do that right there. Smaller rod is going to telescope into a bigger rod. Where they come together is called a clutch. And there's a little set screw right here. It's going to come with a little tiny hex wrench. Hex nut. So when you get this where you want it to be during your installation, you're going to tighten that up and it's going to lock it into place so it can't go up and down anymore. And you'll notice on the upper right hand corner there's a pull down menu. It's going to say choose your adjustable length. So when we do that, now we're talking about overall height, not just parts. So that's really going to be from the bottom of the fixture, which is the bottom of the glass, to your ceiling itself. And that's going to give you 3 different adjustable ranges. Remember, it's going to be, you could say from the ceiling to the bottom of the fixture, telescoping ranges. So short is going to be 28.6 to 39.2. Standard is going to be 37.2 to 48.2. And long is 48 to 58.7. If you need this to be shorter than the short, so let's say you need this to come down less than 28.6 or longer than the long, 58.7, drop me a quick email and say, hey, I'm looking at the 186670. I have a situation where I need it to be shorter than the short, like 20. Well, we know the body is 21 inches, so I can't go dramatically short, but I could probably get into the 26, 24 inch overall height or something like that. Or if you need it longer than the long, just tell me what you're looking for. I take your email, I shoot it over to the customs department at Hubbardton Forge, rolls around a little bit inside the engineering department, and it comes back to me with a quote of what we can do. Adds a little time, adds a little money, non-returnable, but we do customs every day, so it's really important that you guys know that. The other thing you're going to notice on that install sheet, it's going to have a canopy. This is 5.25 inches in diameter. It's going to go over your 4-inch junction box. If you are working in a situation where you have hi-hats, recessed lights that you're taking out over a kitchen island, and you plan on taking those out, before you do that, check out a product out on the internet called the Can Converter. And that will actually convert those into this, junction boxes that you can use on this. So it's going to perfectly work. You won't have to rip them out. You'll just use that contraption instead. We don't sell them, and you can find copies of them at like big box stores, but really just go to their website, thecanconverter.com, because those are the best ones. If you're not doing that, we'll keep pressing on. So the other thing about this is if you have a slope ceiling, let's say you have a cathedral ceiling that you're working with, there's a piece right here called a knuckle. It allows this to be 45 degrees slope ceiling compatible. So here's your slope, and there you go. So you are completely covered all the way to flat. So you don't have to worry about that kind of stuff. Okay. So moving on from there, we'll talk about the glass really quick, and I'll get more into what opal glass is about later in the video. But the size of this glass is 3 inches in diameter and 8 inches tall. So it kind of gives you a good reference point looking at it, in relation to how big my hand is, basically. So, okay. So after that, why don't we talk about what is inside of this? So Hubbardton Forge says that this is a halogen fixture. It is going to ship with a little 60-watt halogen bulb, which is dimmable, throws beautiful light. You might as well use it. It's going to be there. But if you guys want to go for LEDs, I think you should start looking into it. What it's going to be using is a G9 LED. So there are tons of G9 LEDs out on the marketplace, and I have some of them here that we use in our showroom all the time. So the ones that have the orange inside are phosphorus ones, and then the ones that are in the picture next to me, those are called cob, like a corn cob, because they kind of look like a corn cob, and they have lots of little of these facet LED pads inside. Some of them are going to be clear, some of them are going to have like a milky frosted diffuser on top of them. No right or wrong. The most of these, the three on the left, are probably 60-watt equivalents. I know this guy is a 75-watt equivalent, and I have bought these a million times from my showroom because I love the fact that LEDs don't use a lot of electricity. They throw a ton of light. They don't heat up like halogens do. And a lot of these I can dim, don't forget. And a couple important little things. If you're looking at these online or if you're in a hardware store, two things. Make sure you buy a dimmable one, because a lot of times they don't dim, and they'll kind of just touch on it, non-dimmable, but it's really important that you probably want this to dim. The other thing is the color temperature. So I tend to like the warmth of an incandescent bulb. Remember these? We used to have these when we were younger. Incandescent bulbs. This is a 60-watt, well, not equivalent, a 60-watt bulb actually. This is from a long time ago. You can get these, like I said, 60, 75, possibly 100-watt equivalent if you really look around, and that's equivalent, don't forget. So, but getting back into the color temperature, I tend to like the warmth that comes out of a bulb like this. That's 3,000 Kelvin warm white. Some of you guys are going to like the cooler daylight, and it's a little misnomer. People think daylight is a warm light. It's not. It's a white light, like a doctor's office or a hospital. That's 4,000, 5,000 Kelvin. So it's really important when you guys are looking online on the internet and you're on Amazon or something like that, zero in on those numbers. So warm white is 3,000 Kelvin, cooler white light, or daylight is going to be 4,000, 5,000 Kelvin. And again, make sure you talk about the dimmable, or make sure it's a dimmable fixture if you guys want it. Dimmable bulb, and if you want to dim it, make sure you put it on a dimmer setup for LEDs. So I want to touch on Hubbardton Forge's glass for just a second. Hubbardton Forge's opal glass is not just another piece of white glass. This is actually hand-blown glass. All of their glass is hand-blown. And to begin with, it's actually a clear piece of glass to start with. And then they come in, they blow a second layer on the inside of white glass. Then they come back and they do a third step where they sandblast the entire outside. So you'll notice when you get these in your hands, they actually have layers of glass on them on the ends. You can see them on these two pieces, and it gives it this really soft, semi-transparent, kind of milky quality. It's a soft glowing piece. Really pretty. They're really obsessed about details at Hubbardton Forge, and a lot of people don't. I don't think they appreciate it out in the world, but you appreciate it because that's why you guys are here watching this video. There you go. Let's get into metal finishes now. If you're on our website, HandmadeInVermont.com, do me a favor, look over on the left-hand side of the screen. You're going to see a lot of red tabs over there. One is going to be the Finishes Help Guide. When you're done with this video, go over there and open that up for me, and you're going to see a video at the top of that page of me talking to you guys about the differences in Hubbardton Forge finishes and how they can look on different types of forging. I'm going to be referencing a color chart just below the video, so scroll down a little bit, you'll see that chart. You'll notice there are pictures that have the letter A on them, pictures that have the letter B on them, and I'm going to be talking about that range you can see in variance on there in that video. So it's really important to watch the video, use that chart. When you're done with all that, come back down to that chart. You can click on any of those pictures and see a lot more samples of Hubbardton Forge fixtures in that finish. If you want to see a bunch of stuff in dark smoke, click on dark smoke. If you want to see a bunch of stuff in vintage platinum, do the same, and so on and so on and so on. That's a great way for you to see a lot of Hubbardton Forge stuff in different finishes and really take advantage of that, okay? So our showroom in Vermont has over 350 Hubbardton Forge fixtures spread across 2 floors. We have a What's On display page on our website. It's going to be back in the red tabs over there. A lot of good things in that section. Check out. So when you open that up, you'll see it's all divided up into different sections like dining pendants and outdoor lighting. We're always adding to that. This is the biggest showroom in the world of Hubbardton Forge. They don't even have a showroom like this. Nobody does. And they use this as their showroom when you guys come to Vermont to visit us. So lots and lots to see here. You can see all the different glass, all the different finishes, all the different fabrics, all of those things. In addition to that, we have a clearance center. So the clearance center stuff are returns, discontinued things, and showroom samples. That's an amazing deal for you. If you guys want to take advantage of that, you have to come here to Vermont to see us. And when you do me a favor, measure all the kind of things about your project and what you guys are doing. So the most important thing is measure your ceiling heights to begin with. Measure distances between junction boxes and like windows and ceilings and those kind of things. So if you're looking at sconces on the wall, you can see if they're going to fit for you. If you're doing pendants over a kitchen island, measure the distances between those junction boxes. Widths of tables, kitchen tables, dining tables, lengths of tables, islands, all that good stuff. And also do a couple more things. If you guys have some tablets or iPads laying around, take pictures of all these things. Take pictures of the kitchen, take pictures of the projects you're doing. Bring that in so we can kind of go through those pictures together, and we'll be able to see what you guys are up to, okay? And also the boxes and clearance stuff, for clearance stuff, are basically packed for shipping. Don't forget, these were supposedly shipped out. So the boxes tend to be on the bigger side, so bring a decent size SUV if you want to take stuff home. It's a really good opportunity for you. When you buy your Hubbardton forged fixtures from HandmadeInVermont.com, shipping is free to every state except Alaska and Hawaii. There's no tax if we ship out of the state of Vermont. We're the only dealer that offers 90-day returns and no restocking fees. That's 3 months after you receive something to send it back, and there's no restocking fee on that. Some larger items and custom things, and it's usually going to be big things on pallets, are going to be non-returnable. It'll always tell you on the page for an item if that is the case, so always keep an eye out for that. And we also offer a rush program. So to get all these different metal finishes, Hubbardton Forge doesn't stock. They generally take about 3 to 4 weeks to get product out. We can cut that time in half, and it's really, really inexpensive. If you want to know more about that, just drop me a quick email and I can clue you in on details, okay? So our showroom in Vermont is open every day except Sunday from 11 to 6. I'm here every day except Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. If you want to drop a quick email, you can do that all the time. And that's going to be at sales@HandmadeInVermont.com, and we spell out the word Vermont. Or you can call me during business hours, 802-446-2400. So thank you for stopping in today, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Take care. Bye-bye.